my father's generation. It was the next generation after independent India.
I had calls from people in my industry doing exactly what I do. Hey man, why are you giving out so much information? We don't know what brought it up. We all know AI is there and I don't know what.
Look at the possibility of human span, which
I
is
know.
actually increasing because of the advancement in medical technology, everything. So financial planning is of importance now, never before.
Miss Keerthana,
Yeah.
financial planner, welcome
Yeah.
to the show. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for taking out the time and coming over on a weekend. Uh, Thank you very much once again. I have been seeing your content very, very often on my Instagram and my TikTok, the platforms which I consume the most. Could you give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. And even your videos are fantastic. And I am basically, by qualification, I am a CS and SEMA, company secretary.
Wow,
That is
okay.
from India, and SEMA is from UK. And I'm from coastal Karnataka, that's southern part of India, Mangalore. I've lived in Oman for almost 7 years and 1 year in Bahrain. Then we moved to Dubai in 2018.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so more than a decade here in Gulf.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I experimented content just 1.5 year back. Till then, I never understood the potential of this content, and it didn't even have any social media account. I didn't have Instagram account.
Before we
nothing.
jump into content, I want you to tell me a little bit about your background, like, how
Yeah.
you've come up and, with all your family and everything.
Okay. I'm typically from conservative and middle class family. So we always feel that education is a passport for everything. Academic excellence is one thing that you have to aim for. And the ultimate aim is to get the best campus placement and to be the best employee.
For sure.
And don't ever take risk in your life.
Yes.
It's not worth it. Stability is everything.
Right.
And if you are able to generate X amount every month, that's the ultimate aim.
That's
Don't
enough.
think about, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you keep moving that to FD.
Yes.
And then when it reaches certain point, just buy real estate. Then done. Your strata, everything is well defined. Obedience. So this is how the typical middle class works, right? I
Right.
believed in this for quite long time. But till I started, following some content closely in Twitter and all the discussions that takes place at house, especially of that Naval Ravikant, who keeps talking about, entrepreneurship, about many things. He can change the way that you look at everything in life. The ultimate aim of life, ultimate aim of investing, everything. So then I thought there is something beyond job, okay? And risk is not essentially bad, and risk itself exists in every class, whether it is investment or everything that you do.
Even with
So
your
it
job,
is,
right?
yeah, even with our job. So how do you want to view risk as, and what kind of risk tolerance level that you have, and what is your risk appetite? How much you are willing to trade off? That's it, the difference. So then I thought that no, maybe a job is not for me. And it also happened since I started trying a job in Dubai after COVID, immediately after COVID, market condition was not so good. I was working as a tax consultant. So then I thought, can I afford to do this every single day for next 20 years? The answer was no. When it is no, then you have to look at something that really creates interest, which gives you reason to get up from the bed.
Yes.
And it also comes with some kind of financial stability that we could get because of our investment habit from Oman and Bahrain. So we
Right.
had something to fall back on. It's not that, you're starting absolutely with zero or little bit. There was something to have a decent life in Bangalore, definitely. So we could have, if you don't want to work and retire now in Bangalore, we can afford to do that.
Of course.
So it depends on location, though not in Dubai.
Not in Dubai.
not in Dubai. So then I attended NAS summit. The first
Nas
NAS
Daily
summit.
guy.
I'm a huge
Nice.
fan, and
Me too.
I'll keep telling this because he's a huge inspiration.
He is an inspirational person.
For 6-7 months, he earned nothing. He went on experimenting that 1 minute video, trusting the statement of Mark Zuckerberg that video is the future. He did give his best, all his quality, right from day number one. It's amazing.
I've seen it, yeah.
So when I went there, probably what you could have dreamt of achieving after taking up a corporate job. People are already there, quitting job and doing their own venture.
I know,
So,
yeah.
like, you want to be CFO, you want to be the best attorney, everybody is there, the best dentist. So, everybody is there building their business through content. It's like
Content,
you
yeah.
saw elephant in the room, you know where it is heading.
I know, right?
You saw the glimpse of future. And this is amazing, look at this platforms, whether it is Instagram or TikTok or every social media platform which is allowing you to build your own distribution, which couldn't have been possible. I mean, when in our growing days we would see one a poster, right? And that's it, that's the media and that's the advertisement
True,
platform. how
true,
how would you increase that brand equity, or how would you have your positioning, or there was no possibility, and
true.
I saw enormous possibility. I thought, it is not late, I just want to start now.
I don't think it's ever late or ever too late.
But again, the middle class thinking, like, you have to do job,
Mm,
then you do this, then everything is defined.
that
When
is
you
true.
have to marry, when you have to have kid, and when you have to start your job, and the typical promotion after that, how you have to retire.
Right, right.
Nothing
Savings and
wrong.
FD is the way to
Savings,
go.
FD,
But I guess
everything
that
is
is
well
something that
defined.
our parents were comfortable with, and that's what they wanted to bring into us because they saw stability in life.
Correct. Stability in life. And I also think that my father's generation, it was the next generation after independent India. They
Right.
must have seen a lot of struggle.
True.
So, rightly
True.
from coming out of that feudalism, you are still having that feudal mindset in you that better that I have stability. I crave
Of
for stability.
course.
Entrepreneurship is bad because people are dying out of hunger. They
True.
don't have bread to eat. So, at that time, if you can dream of having a job which brings you stability, it is everything. But the things have changed in our generation. It's no more.
For sure.
It's aspirational India now.
For
We
sure.
have something to fall back on. We can afford to take and risk and stretch ourselves little more. I think we all have to do that. And
True.
content is an additional, pillar of strength. If somebody can view that as a distribution.
Even like you said, Nas Daily and Nawal Ravikant Bhai, as well as Gary Vee.
Gary Vee, of course.
These these guys, they only keep saying one thing, that it's free.
Correct.
Use it,
Correct.
but we don't want to.
Correct. Even now, like 1.5 year before, I kept thinking that what is this Instagram? Maybe only to the people who know how to take selfies. I'm bad at it. I don't know. I don't know because I didn't have any account. And I'll tell you how life had its own way to send a signaling, maybe
Mm-hmm.
you are meant for it. I ignored it. It happens. Till that moment comes, sometimes you are not convinced of certain things. And I'm a singer too. I'm a classically trained singer. So I have a
Oh
YouTube
wow,
channel.
you're a singer as well?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
go on, please.
So I have a YouTube channel where I got 70,000 subscribers. So
Wow.
one video
Okay.
went viral. Maybe the 1 year back I would have seen that 13 million it had crossed the views.
13 million.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So then I used this because when I had to go to NAS conference, I had to see, like, they asked me how much following you have, what kind of content you create.
Uh
I
huh.
knew nothing. I used this. I used this as a ticket to this
Mm-hmm.
first NAS conference. So I had 70,000, which is big number in YouTube. I felt after going there, it's a big number. Till then, I didn't know. Oh, 13 million views, 70,000 subscribers. I felt, oh, it's great. But then I understood how the possibility, unfolds. One video, it takes one video which goes viral during COVID days, and then it puts your profile up. And everybody now, from 7,000, it moves to 70,000.
Amazing.
That's how it has gone to NAS Daily conference. But there I attended a lot of workshop, got initial assessment of how things are going to be, how it can be taken to our advantage.
And it's good that you actually went there. I tried to get in, but I did not probably know my ways around. But next time something like this happens, I'm going to
Yes.
message you and get me in as well with you.
In fact, their workshops will be very good. Last time the NAS conference, they said how you have to move from social media to community.
Mm.
Social media is social media. From there, you don't have to go on. Either you can go wider or you can go deeper.
Mm.
What you have to think how much I want. Out of that, maybe if you have 5 lakhs, 500,000, maybe that 5,000 loyal clients are the only thing that you want.
That you need.
Yeah,
True, yeah. That's why
that's
it's
what.
called
Yeah.
going deeper than going wider.
Correct. So maybe your business model may be there if you can build a strong community.
Community is very important.
Yeah.
Is what I've seen a lot of platforms now starting to focus on the whole channels, subscribers, and so on and so forth,
Correct.
right?
And social media algorithms are also changing. It's not allowing you to
Every
penetrate into, yeah.
day,
It's
every
not
day.
possible to reach your own audience.
It
So
isn't.
you have to somehow create a model where you will bring them as community, create value every day, what they are looking for. So then the next source of revenue also comes there. There were a lot of workshops. It
I
gives you a unique
trust me.
idea. So what happens here in your 20s? I I mean I'm open to your view as well as like 20 to 30 when you are taking your first check. If you are going and taking real estate, which is the biggest consumption and the source of debt also, and next 20 years you're paying EMI, you're
True,
converting that into liability.
true.
And how much you have got now, inflation is at least 7% everywhere.
Ridiculous.
How much are you going to save? And what
True.
is left out in your pocket to invest? And at 45, and that also, you are not, most of the time, it is not commercial real estate. It's for self consumption. Nothing wrong in it.
Because Indian mentality is by
Indian,
now we job, we make some money, now I have to buy my house.
yeah, you have to. Otherwise, you don't even get girls in our
Yes,
community.
that's
They
another
say,
thing in
okay,
India.
iske saath ghar nahi hai kya? So the parameter itself is like that.
Right,
Okay, you are assessed. It's a social signaling also.
it is.
But what happens in India? Also, the house price index, as per the latest RBI data, it is around 5 to 6% now. It's not, and the salary doesn't increase like that.
Of course not.
Now,
Yeah.
20 to 30, you yourself went into that trap, and 45, you would have finished that.
Right.
And again, Indians, most of my friends in my friends in my circle, they are buying flat. At least buy some other property in real estate. Flat, it is depreciating asset.
Right.
You have to get at least 9 to 10% in capital appreciation because rental yield is low, 3% in
We
India.
talk about India, obviously,
Uh,
yes.
in Indian context only.
But then at the same time, your rupee is depreciating.
Yeah, and flat, why are you doing this at 1 crore, 1.5 crore, and you are having a hard time? At 45, they realize that now I have no additional source of passive income. Active income is also not easy in
True.
these days because gone are the days where you are walking into an office and you're dreaming of retirement in the same table.
True.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Every 5 years there is disruption. Even an IT guy, he will be fearing because there is a lot more is happening in AI space. So how do you manage this threat? I feel that in wealth creation, allocate higher portion to equity.
Equity is important.
Equity, yes, and go for the risk averse route. You can take mutual fund. You can take broadly tracking index route. That's also fine. You don't have if you're not good at analyzing the businesses. Don't go and just show your expertise by picking the stock yourself.
Yeah. I know.
Then keep believing that equity is bad. No,
No, I think you need a specialist for everything.
correct. Bring them, get their expertise, build your wealth, and maybe at 40, 45, go to real estate. When it reaches to 10 or 20% of your entire portfolio, buy
Yes.
what you want. King's life you will have.
Exactly. Yeah.
And by then, there is one more thing I have realized that I want that two things beyond money. That's location freedom and time freedom.
Of course.
Location freedom enables you to work wherever you want. I get
sure.
better offer tomorrow in another country, I'll go. If I
For
don't
sure.
want to stay here, I'll go somewhere. But if I have a house, I have that attachment, I want to be
True,
here because
true.
otherwise again I'm turning it as an expense only, not cash flow generating asset.
Of course. You're
So
living in
till
there yourself.
45,
Yeah.
if you do that, you would have achieved a lot in terms of career growth or financial stability as well. Then now it is a time. I am not telling that always save, save, save and say maro. Nothing like that. But you have to create, maybe you want to create better memories with your kids
For sure.
in that house
For
itself.
sure.
Buy house.
Yes.
And that real estate definitely gives stability.
For sure.
It preserves
For sure.
wealth. So for that preserving stage, choose real estate. This is what I mean.
For
I'm
sure.
open to
Yeah,
your
yeah,
views.
for sure. No, I mean,
Yeah.
different aspects. If you're looking at someone who's doing a day job, then eventually, yes, buying a nice house for themselves is the way to move forward. And then for the investors, obviously, it's a different aspect in how they look at it. But coming on to my next question, I am curious to understand who shoots all your content?
Myself.
Yourself.
I started shooting first standing in front of my door because I had only 3 hours time, 11 to 2. That's where my kid would be in nursery. So in
Okay.
that time I had to shoot. I thought that I'm going to start. I'm so inspired after coming back. I'm fully charged up. I just
From
wanted to
Nas
start.
Daily.
Yeah. Yes, I wanted to
Okay.
start. So Nas daily in March and May I started
Oh,
content.
nice. Okay.
And I had no followers. I kept calling everybody, hey, follow my page, follow my page. Somehow it is 100 followers maybe.
Okay.
And then what happens? That made me to study a lot more about the problems. And I understood real business should address that problem. If you want to be a business, man, but business woman, you are should not focus much about the product.
Mm.
It will eventually evolve. Focus where
Is the
are the
problem.
problems and then build a solution for that. Then I understood not much content about NRA space, lot of issues there, whether it is financial planning, whether even if you think when we come to Gulf, we don't know when we return or whether we will return.
Correct.
So you don't even know where to invest.
True.
Again, the money goes to FD.
And the reason why I think a lot of this information is not online is because people have that mentality that
Correct.
why should I give out all this information? Is that
Um,
correct? If you
Maybe
disagree,
yes.
please tell me. Yeah, I don't mind. This is an open
I
discussion.
believe that there is no patent, there is no one should not restrict. This is an era where every information
Is
is available in
available.
Google.
Exactly.
But interpretation matters, credibility matters. So please help people. It's okay.
Exactly.
I always give free content on tax and many things, and I got leads which are case specific. That time they will come to your expertise,
Exactly.
and they will pay also. That's fine.
Exactly.
But creating awareness one should do without expecting much.
Exactly.
And I don't approach content just like, I'm building business and tomorrow itself, whatever I have put, it should come back. No, nothing like that.
Very true.
It's okay.
Very true. I actually, when I started my journey and I started doing this whole educational bit, giving value information, I had calls from people in my industry doing exactly what I do.
Huh.
And they'd be like, hey man, why are you giving out so much information? And
It's information is
I'm like,
free.
what do you mean? This is already out there. It's just that I'm putting it probably in video format.
Gone are the
If
era.
they Google it, they'll probably find a document somewhere. No, but there isn't a need to educate the clients. I said, what?
You have to.
Change your mentality, buddy. It's important to educate your client so that he trusts you with the information that you're giving, and what you're giving is valid information.
I think there is lot more scope using the same information, using the same platforms to build your business.
Of
I'll tell
course.
you. See, Generation Z, they crave for that experience, and they don't want to be trapped within this debt or whatever the concepts that are sold to you. And they don't mind moving to the smaller cities also.
Of
They want
course.
that location freedom. If they don't like job, they keep changing.
True.
So look at Dubai. Dubai gives experience, whether it is a hotel or whether it is any industry.
Anything
Even the
at all.
food that is presented in a
For
way,
sure.
wow, like, how Dubai is always like that. So when you are positioning every content like that, how real estate also gives that kind of experience you are looking for. Maybe you are attracting a client who resonates that with you, and you will have his mail.
Exactly.
So just understand what is the broader trends or the macro things, how the generation wise they are changing, and then start tailoring everything in your content. Give the information for
True.
free. Then they'll come to
Exactly.
you.
And this way you also build trust.
Correct. Trust is everything.
Without trust, there is no business.
Nothing.
You might get business the first time, but that's the end of it.
It should be the
You're not getting it second, third time
Correct.
after that.
correct.
And I've seen that. And touch wood, 90% of my clients are all repeat clients.
Oh, awesome.
And I think that's very, very important. That is why I can sit comfortably today and do my business all over the phone.
Correct.
And I'm sure it's the same with you. You
Same
don't
with me.
necessarily have to go meet people because you give so much valuable information
Correct.
that my wife, myself, we were both attracted to it. We're like, you know what? We need to have this lady sit across the table and share this
See,
with the
in
world.
this era, there may be app, there may be AI disruption everywhere possible in your industry. In my industry, it's
For
already
sure.
there. Why they have to come to me to choose mutual fund? Because they trust me.
Of course.
Because they feel I can never betray them.
Exactly.
Why they can't directly go? Because they feel, what if my fund doesn't perform after 10 years? At least I have your face. Means you are selling your face.
And
That is the only one thing which is going to run in your favor in AI era.
even if in a difficult situation, you would be able to tell them, okay, you know what? We have lost maybe 5%. Yes.
Correct.
But this is the time to pull out and put it into this one because this one is moving in a different direction.
Correct.
I don't think AI will be able to figure that out
Reshuffling,
yet.
no. Yes.
Maybe in the next 5 years or 3 years.
But it might give you the chart analysis, how to do the
Exactly.
reshuffling. But still,
Exactly.
somewhere you need that credibility,
For
that
sure.
trustworthy face
For
who
sure.
will be able to answer all your doubts when everything else goes wrong in this world.
Exactly.
That's where the content creators. But I
Yes.
really believe if you can play to your strength, the content strength definitely matters, because you would have seen, I believe I have lot of room for improvement in production quality, everything. It's not that great, but I try to understand where the problem lies, and trust me, I started content in May, and one, I had no followers, maybe 300, till October. One went viral, and that reached up to 1.5 lakhs, 150,000 in
Amazing.
Instagram. And then I knew this is NRI space, because it was related to one rental issues and taxation pertaining to that. Then I got at least some 50 mails. I answered everything for free.
Wow. 50 emails.
Then I
Amazing.
started reading my FEMA books, reading everything, and I started bringing more and more contents. And then two back to back went viral, and that brought me more than 300,000, 350,000 in Instagram. In Instagram, no
Amazing.
controversy, nothing. My
Amazing.
reels are purely educational. So when now this has proved that you have to stand and breathe the problem of your clients.
Yes.
This is where they'll come to you.
And share solutions.
Correct. And then I did it for free for almost 4 months. Every day
Amazing.
I got tired. Really, I got tired,
I
because
know.
I had to give something in writing. Means you're taking that accountability. Nothing is coming
Of
in.
course.
And whenever I had doubts, I tapped on my contacts who are into practice. But I gave something that even if they put it out in socials or everywhere, it is still there. Okay, take that accountability. And then in December, I understood that if I have to solve at least 50 queries in a month, why don't I take license? I
For
applied
sure.
license. till
Amazing.
till then I had no idea. Then
Amazing.
I was like, okay, I don't want this fixed cost, because I believe having a digital nomad life, another location freedom, time freedom, it
For
is
sure.
already sitting there because of Naval Ravikant.
For sure.
So I thought, yeah, I will take license. I took license from Sharjah, and I started, kept team in India, because expertise as well as reliability, cost effectiveness, everything is
Of
great.
course.
And now the model evolved eventually.
Amazing.
And I took my flight, I went, cleared this SEBI exams, so got my license, brought all the clients. Till then, they were asking, do you manage portfolio? I'm like, no, because I didn't have product. No. Then I mailed them, sir, we have started. And out of like maybe 100 mails, maybe around 28 people got immediately. I got that conversion. 28 people, they came.
That is a huge ratio.
That's a
That's
huge thing.
amazing.
That's
You
the
need to
thing.
teach me the tricks.
I honestly, I solved for free.
I do
I
have
don't.
a website,
Now I
Kirtana.
started because he said
Amazing.
everything. See, I didn't approach business to content. I'm figuring out many things building around content, because there's possibility. You have two chartered degrees. Whatever you want, you can leverage and you can build.
And plus, you get all these emails with so many
Correct.
problems. You can actually convert those into content,
Yes, yes. This is what I mean. The next step.
right?
I've understood that the only way, so more and more people are resonating with this, is uh, converting that, because it's a real issue. People believe that I got job in foreign countries and I became NRI, which is not an Indian taxation perspective.
Right.
It's different for
And I
free.
think it pays back.
It pays
It
back.
pays back on a different level. Like,
Correct.
I don't know how much of my content you've seen. I try to do the same thing.
Correct.
I try to give as much information. And I know that I may have 170, 180,000 followers. But eventually, at some time, someone or the other will come out to me and say, hey, I have this problem. Can you help sort it out? Hey, I want to do this. I want to purchase this. I want to sell that.
There is everything that you're putting out on socials, it has an impact. Means
Yes.
2 3 times, hardly, I'm yet to study a lot about Dubai market as a whole.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm studying about Dubai equities and Dubai as a whole, business and how it is helping, it's definitely business friendly
Of
climate that we
course.
have.
Of course.
So 2 3 contents I have put it out, and that time I started getting lot of leads from especially US. So I believe for my son, I will emphasize only on three things. One is coding. I feel handicapped there. I'm not from technical technology background. So what happens is, like, the next leg of growth and the scaling up, it needs that skill. You
True.
build product.
True.
Okay. With AI also, you need to know how it is built.
Exactly. We don't know what brought it up. We all know AI is
Correct,
there, and I don't
correct.
know what.
Correct. So when somebody comes with an app, different tools, I feel how do I build tools? I may have visualization, but how do I do this? So that is one thing, coding. Second one is selling.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood the importance of selling till I came to content. So
Yeah.
content, content, the world of content itself, it always brings lot of curiosity and interest to me. Every day morning I'm in love with this space. Means how much you are able to learn. I didn't know how to convert all the emails into my sale. It's not my problem because I don't know.
Don't know how to
Now
do
I
it.
started pitching that sales technique, everything. I'm reading more and more books and blogs about sale. It's the underestimated thing, and Indian curriculum never will
They
focus
will
on
never
that.
teach you all this, yeah?
No. And putting your, even in the content, the first thing, in 1 minute, less than 5 seconds in the beginning, you should be able to catch the attention and
And
crystal clear
retain it.
script.
Yes.
Script.
I've also seen one more thing. Like, I know how you said about the whole converting the email into a sale and the pitch and all of that. But what I realized was when I give so much value for free, the clients who sit across the table with me don't take me as a sales consultant anymore. I no longer have to make a sale.
Correct. No sales pitch.
I am already sold
Correct.
because they
They
know that
trust you.
whatever we want to do, it will be with this guy across the table from
Amazing.
me.
I
That's
like
it.
this perspective. You are 100% true. I can't agree more. It's true.
And
I never gave presentation.
exactly. And I love that part. I don't have to do the sale anymore because when you are being sold when you are being sold something, you're
That
not
trust is
interested.
there. If I go to Zoheb, yes, he will get me the best deal.
Exactly.
He'll be there with me all through the process.
Exactly.
So that trust is established, major part
Exactly.
is taken care of.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you sit in the sales center with a sales employee who you've never met before, he's constantly selling to you.
Correct.
When he's selling to you, you don't want to buy because I don't want to be sold something, right?
Correct.
But when you have that person who's like, this guy is my partner, he's my buddy, he's going to sit with me,
Correct.
there is no longer a sale
And
required.
you can't imagine the reference calls later they will give
It's
you.
ridiculous. I love it. Where does maximum business come from for you?
See, now my
Instagram, TikTok.
okay, platform wise.
Yes.
I don't know, it is TikTok.
It is TikTok.
Actually, I have 35,000.
That's it.
35,000.
And Instagram has how many?
370,000 plus.
God damn. Okay, and
I
maximum
think
business comes from
algorithm
TikTok.
has got a lot to do because
Uh-huh.
no matter the way that Instagram is going is like it shows to first 1,000, then it goes to the next round, and if based on the interaction, then you can't reach all your audience.
Right.
So unless and until you are added to their favorite,
Right.
there is no way that. And I don't post more stories, more. I have little inconsistency.
TikTok stories, I think, is not even good.
TikTok algorithm, I will say that way more superior. Way
Really,
more
yeah?
You put
Okay.
the good content, it goes viral. I can know that if sometimes if I know that it is a real issue. For example, I did one on RFC account. It is also for free. I gave.
Right.
People thought maybe I'm from bank and I'm trying to sell product. No, it was a free information because if you are a returning NRI, going to this account will help you to hold your or for all foreign earnings there.
Correct.
Otherwise, you are immediately converting to INR.
And you're paying
And
tax on that.
yeah, and here the tax will come when your residential status will change in 3 years.
Right.
But still, you can choose to hold in USD if you want. Say your son is going to higher education after 3-4 years. You can take it out, no?
For sure.
Directly AED to USD, USD to INR, INR to USD. You don't have to worry about those things,
Right.
right? Somebody is allowing you to hold foreign earnings as it is forever,
Right.
as long as you
Okay.
want. So this went viral in TikTok. Just within few hours, it has 100,000.
Amazing.
So this is TikTok. I feel that algorithm is superior.
Amazing.
Good content it promotes.
Yes.
I think now it's going for longer content.
Yes,
more
I've
than-
noticed
yeah,
that, yeah.
Longer content. And I get more leads from TikTok.
Interesting. I like that. Okay. Anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah.
Please, yeah, go for it.
I never could understand Dubai real estate market properly, so I thought I can ask some doubts with
Yeah,
you.
sure,
Yeah,
please
I
go for
will.
it.
I'll get your perspective on that. See, in China, usually I love studying about macroeconomics and how that affects every industry and asset classes down there. So in China, what has happened is like they thought building infrastructure and real estate itself will boost the consumption.
Right.
Uh-huh. but it is other way around. You had to create job, there had to be something to support their earning, then you had to make them stay in the city. It's not that tempt them to come here to the city and then it will not go other way around. So they built infrastructure and real estate first, thinking it will boost consumption,
Which
which
it
did
didn't.
not work.
Correct.
I
Half the
think
skyscrapers are empty over there.
that's the reason. And now unemployment is at 21%.
Correct.
And maybe they are in or little above that middle income trap also.
Right.
Now they want to take a positioning towards R&D. Means research is, which is lacking even in India. It is must, because we, unless and until you spend that amount in research, you cannot progress as an individual, as an industry, even as a country. You know, China moves swiftly. Every country will go from lower income to middle income faster. So now the income is around 12,800 dollars in China. Now the middle income trap is at 13,200.
Okay.
They are little below that. Now they have to cross that. To take that jump, you can't position as a low cost provider. Just you are selling the exports or some goods, but you have to spend on science, innovation,
Of
some
course.
other advanced technologies.
Every aspect is important.
That research, if the spending, capital expenditure is done by the country, then part of the population is good at it, not only
Mm-hmm.
in skill aspect, the knowledge is also, base is good, then they will escape that middle income trap. This
Right.
is the concept. It happens, if you think, it happens in individual level,
Right.
country level, everywhere. China is struggling with the issue. Now all of a sudden they think that we don't want to be low cost provider. We want to change our perception. We want to move towards it. Whether they can successfully, not, again time will tell. If they can't, it is stuck. It
Mm-hmm.
cannot surpass US as it was
Of
predicted by
course.
the world, though
Of
the
course.
biggest growth had come from China. Now
Right.
the China's real estate is that. Now Dubai, I think, is so it is having a kind of forward thinking. They
Mm-hmm.
positioned that, this D33 or something that I was reading, that it want to be leading top 4 financial centers in the world, and it also wants to already given the world class infrastructure, it is the best place to live, but they also want to increase the people who are living, the
The
population
population,
population
yes.
here. So they have some specific target by 2030, 2040. I think this is a nice way of putting it. You are first bringing the inflow, then boosting the consumption, not you are
Yes.
building the property and then doing.
Exactly.
They are taking the opposite direction
True.
compared to China.
True.
So you think that this will this will be like having huge next leg of growth also here.
I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I came to Dubai in 1990. I was a kid along with my family. And I saw Dubai when Sheikh Zayed Road was 2 lanes on each side.
Yes.
Okay. And we used to live in Sharjah in an area called Kasmiya behind the Kasmi Hotel.
Huh.
Kasmi Hospital.
Huh.
And I used to play basketball, surprisingly, for my height. But I used to tell my mother that I have a tournament in Dubai. So I'm going to take a sharing taxi where we used to pay 1 dirham a person and 5 of us would get inside it. It was a Pakistani gentleman, so the taxi was driven by a Pathan, and it was like these old Corollas back in the day. So 5 of us would get into that taxi, we'd pay one dirham each, and we'd drive to Dubai. My mom would be like, "You're going to Dubai from Sharjah? Are you sure? It's safe? Are you gonna make it?" Because
Okay.
that journey was a
I
good one and a
can't even
half hour.
imagine how
Exactly.
it is now.
Exactly. So the way I've seen the city gradually, the country gradually growing over time, the 2008 crisis came in, which was a global economic crisis. They managed to take a U-turn pretty fairly fast in 2011, 2012. The economy started converting and rebooting and pushing up again. 2014 was a good hit. They announced the expo and so on and so forth. Again, 2017, 18, 19, we were going down. But during that period, what I saw was Dubai was consistent. No matter what they made, they kept injecting back all the fields that you mentioned, which China was lacking into those fields. Infrastructure, yes. Healthcare, yes. Education, yes. Best of the consultants to sit with the top leaders of the UAE. were all on board. You had all the right people consulting them on how to make things work. What other segment is there? Travel, tourism, entertainment foyers, major landmarks. Nothing for people to say, oh, this is shit. I don't like this. I don't think there is anything that I can say about Dubai that, hey, I don't like it. I don't like this part about Dubai. Yes, every country has different areas and different localities of how they are. But I don't think I can find something about Dubai to say that, hey, if only they could improve this. Yeah, okay, the summer. But that is not something one can improve. They are working on the cloud seeding and all
cloud
that.
seeding. I
And that's
love the way.
nice. I'll tell you something. I
Huh.
dislike rain. You know why?
Why?
Because when it rains in Dubai, it kind of floods the city, right? And then it slows us down and we can't go for viewings or meet clients. So we're kind of stuck. But that's only for a day. It's temporary.
Correct.
Even though we're humans, we love to complain, but it's temporary. So I think it's all good. And that's what Dubai is doing. And I don't think they have plans to slow down.
Correct. Do you think that post-COVID, the way that they handled entire COVID health issues as well as opened up the economy,
Course.
positioned them differently, and
Of
that's why
course.
the creamy layer influx?
Of course.
Do you think that that's the reason? Because I think after that I started seeing many, luxury segment growth, exponential growth here. 250 deals in a year exceeding 10
Let's
million.
put it this way. The people that make that kind of money,
Huh.
their mentality is, why do I work so hard? So that I don't have to deal with shit. I want a peaceful life.
Correct,
I want a
correct,
good life. I
correct.
want to drive my Rolls Royce and I want to wear my $1 million watch on my wrist and walk freely.
Correct.
You don't get that in the UK, in the US, in Europe,
You
in
get only in
India,
Dubai.
or Singapore, or anywhere else. You only get that in Dubai. And post COVID, Dubai showed the world that, hey, what I have been doing since 2000 until 2023 is in front of you.
Correct.
Come, live your billionaire lifestyle.
Correct.
Everything in limits, because everything has a ceiling, and then
I
do what
just
you like.
love this face, because the way that the government has given that signaling and positioning. See, how can we turn even the uncontrollable factor, COVID like situation, also into our favor? And Dubai just properly.
But that's what they were consistent, and they kept working for the people
Correct.
rather than filling up their own pockets. But we will
That's
not go into that topic. That's a different topic
Yeah, that's true.
altogether. But
That
that's
is
the
true.
beauty of it, and that is why I am so confident.
And now, then
that
they
this will
started
continue.
business visas, golden visas, everything, relaxing most
Yeah.
of the norms. And
You're a
So-
content creator, you want a freelance visa, it costs nothing.
I just got it in, one
How much do you pay
day.
for it?
I just paid 6,500. Imagine.
There you go. What else
Can
do
you
you want?
can you imagine? I mean, I just go to that free zone and then I am having my black coffee. By the time I finished, they came with the papers.
You paid nothing to live in a city for free.
Amazing.
Make
The
your
ease
money,
of
do
life.
whatever, and you're
See,
done.
even as a common person, the safety and ease of life, unbelievable.
That's it.
here.
And that is why I am very confident till 2030, till 2040. Hopefully, I am alive until then at least.
You will be.
I'm sure it will go. I want to do like 65, 70 done. Like, I can't go more than that. It's too
You
much
don't
work
know. You
today.
know what? No, too much work because of now.
Yes.
Why I was always focusing on like education also, even the country wise, they have to focus on research, which UAE is already doing.
On top of it.
Doing. Israel has come up with the technology where they detect the cancer cells and they can remove it. They can, stop the progression of it and all. So imagine even the deadly disease, they might have remedy. So even if you don't want, you will end up living till 90 and 100.
God, I have to work harder now.
And that's what I'm telling. Why do you go for the ULIP kind of products which you do not understand, which you think, and FD,
Yeah.
which you think that you are stable, but you are losing the money. You are
True.
keeping it under carpet and you're losing the value of the money.
True.
And then you are not prioritizing equity. You are taking real estate in 20s, which is the biggest source of consumption and the debt also. And there's a higher chance that you will end up living till 90. So what will you do? Look
Awesome.
at the possibility of human span, which
I
is
know.
actually increasing because of the
I know.
advancement in medical
True.
technology, everything.
True.
So financial planning is of importance now, never before. You have to think about it.
True. True.
So at 45, you can't say that I'm aging.
I'm not
maybe you are-
45 yet, madam. I still
No, no,
have
no.
five.
I'm not telling about
know,
you.
I know,
I'm
I'm
telling
just
about
playing.
general audience.
Yeah. True. True.
I'm not telling about. And I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am,
I
please.
think Dubai chart I was just observing. I felt it is like swing trading.
Right.
Means if you know at what point you can enter and what point you can exit, you will make kind of money that you will never imagine. But you
Right.
get the thing wrong, then gone.
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's where you have a huge scope and your role comes in.
Mm-hmm.
But now, given the situation, the property market, now it's very hot. At that, if a common person, see, I'm not talking about person who is coming with 100 million and who's looking for buying
Right.
20 million.
Let's say $1 million.
Average salary indicates in I try to search in Dubai is 20,000 dirhams. Average,
Correct.
median.
Right.
So for a person who is earning 20,000 dirhams, has a lot of dreams and he
Right.
likes Dubai. So if is it a correct time to enter now, and otherwise he has to go for second hand or something like that, or if he enters real estate right now, what would be the upward potential? What would I know that exact amount no person can give, just an
Sure.
estimation.
One thing I advise a lot of people is doesn't necessarily have to be me, but find the right consultant who clicks with you. The reason for that is many aspects, like you also know in your industry, in my industry, many aspects go into play. How much funds would you need? How much can you manage with? How much are you willing to risk? So on and so forth. After analyzing everything, then you move to the next segment of okay, for this kind of money, you can buy this. Or you can distribute your funds between this one and this one, depending on what you purchase. Then you move into the factor of obviously you want to get a mortgage, you want to buy off plan, you want payment plan, etc., etc. But the most important aspect, what I believe is, always check the land parcels
Hmm.
of the areas that you work on,
Hmm.
and that is something I do for the people that work with me, as well as a comparative study of what is the PPS, price per square foot, in that area compared to your neighbors. Once all that is done, then you identify the right spot. Once you identify the right spot, then you also go into how many of this particular type of series or product exists in that area. Will that help me make money, or will I always be in competition? If I'm always in competition, I'm not going to appreciate. Am I going to have struggle renting it out or not? Do I need to choose another product maybe? Maybe this area is not for me because there is way too many two bedrooms. That if you look at Burj Khalifa,
Correct.
maybe that is not my aspect or my segment that I want to target. Let's try another area. Maybe there is entry point is lower, but there is a lot of demand over there. Okay, which type
Okay,
of
the areas also, it's not only the prime locations which are making this
no,
property
madam.
price appreciate.
No, madam.
There are other criterias.
Then you have infrastructure. Then you have connectivity. How long does it take for me to get from here to there? Does Deliveroo Talabat Zomato deliver over there or not? The buildings in the area, are they maintained very well? Amenities in the building, are they taken care of? Does the swimming pool and the elevator smell when I enter the building? A lot of aspects go into play.
So if a common person he tries to buy, say, residential only, I'm not talking about a commercial space. So how much, at least notional return? I know that as long as it is not rented out, you cannot calculate that. How much notional return he can make?
I usually give conservative figures,
Mm.
and
Conservative is
and
better.
I tell my clients anywhere between 5.5 to 7%.
This is including rental yield and capital appreciation, or only rental
I'm
yield?
only talking rental yield.
Rental yield, and oh, this is a very good point because in India it is maximum 3%.
Exactly. Capital appreciation is also there, but again, it depends on all the aspects that I mentioned earlier, which is location, price, how many units of the type, which areas, USPs, infrastructure, etc., etc., etc. I mean, the list is never ending. That is where we come into play.
Okay, 5 to 6 rental yield.
5 to 6%, to be very conservative. I know it is more in certain areas, and
Mm.
certain segments can fetch a lot. But when I give my numbers, usually to the buyers who sit across the table with me, it's these numbers, 5 to 6.5%. Whatever you make on top, invite me. We'll go for a party. Awesome.
Because in India it is just 3%,
I know.
and inflation is at 7%.
I know.
Housing loan maybe 8.5%.
I know.
At this stage, I mean, it's a like it's just liability.
I know.
Nowhere. The classic definition of asset itself doesn't fit in.
I know. And that is why a lot of people are coming to this city and relocating from their hometowns.
Yeah.
Keerthana ji, thank you so much for coming in. I think this was super insightful. A lot of this will go onto all the socials. Keerthana, where can people find you?
One more last clip can we have?
Yes.
I want to know, I mean, is it difficult for a person who buys property here to resell it again? And what are the things that you will consider while, resale? Because in India, again, if you buy a flat, it's difficult.
That's why I said it's not difficult to resell, provided you pick up the right product. And for that, like how you are a specialist in your industry, there are specialists in this industry as well. And they come in to work with you because there is a gain for every party,
Correct.
right? From the consultant to the broker to the trustee office where you make the transaction to the seller and the buyer. So we just always recommend, I'm sure you also recommend, work with a specialist because you know your thing better than anybody else. You are on the field every single day.
Correct.
Keerthana, where can people find you on the socials?
Ma-
Please share your credentials with us.
Yeah, I am going to launch my website within a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to set up a digital model basically. So if they insist much, then only I go and I sit in my workspace and then I meet them.
No, what is your Instagram handle and your TikTok handles?
Keerthis Finfo.
Keerth?
Keerthis Finfo. My name is Keerthana, so I have
Right.
shortened it. It's Keerthis Finfo, financial information.
Ah,
Finfo.
Keerthi's Finfo on
Correct.
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All the
Correct.
same.
Correct.
Amazing. Awesome.
Correct.
Thank you very much for being on the show. I enjoyed. I'm going to actually call you back in again for another session. And we will dive in more deeper if you have the time.
Yeah, thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate your time.